The music died mid-beat. Glasses stopped clinking. Even the bartender's hand froze in the air. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to subscribe. At the far end of the bar, a man with a Navy SEAL trident tattoo on his forearm slowly lowered his drink. His eyes, trained by war and sharpened by years of survival, were locked on the young man who had just walked in. The kid looked no older than 22. Simple clothes. Quiet steps. No bravado. No show. But there was something else, a silence that wasn't empty. It was heavy, the kind that follows men back from places they don't talk about. The SEAL didn't smile. He didn't blink. And then he asked the question that would change the entire night. "What's your call sign, son?" The young man lifted his eyes. Just for a moment, the whole bar felt like a battlefield holding its breath. And with a voice cold as winter in the mountains of Afghanistan, he answered, "The Reaper." Nobody moved. The air turned thick. It was the kind of silence that only happens when something ancient and dangerous passes through a room. Somewhere, a glass shattered. Nobody even turned. "The Reaper?" The SEAL repeated, more to himself than the boy. Veterans at nearby tables exchanged looks. Old soldiers. Broken warriors. Men who had seen enough blood for 3 lifetimes. That name wasn't a joke. It wasn't a nickname. It was whispered in places where soldiers didn't return from patrol. The SEAL slowly stood, towering over the young man. "That name belongs to a ghost," he said quietly. "A myth who walked through hell and didn't ask permission." The boy didn't flinch. "Then you know why I carry it," he answered. The bar owner tried to speak, but her voice caught in her throat. Something was happening here that wasn't meant for normal people. Conversations outside seemed far away. Even the world outside the windows felt unreal. The SEAL studied the young man's hands. There were scars there, small, precise scars. The kind formed by discipline, by blades, by climbing, by holding on when others let go. "You're too young to carry a name like that," the SEAL said. "Too young to have earned such darkness." For the first time, the young man's eyes softened. And when he spoke again, it wasn't with pride, but with exhaustion. "I didn't choose the name," he said. "It chose me the night my brother died, and the world forgot his name." The SEAL sat back down slowly, like a man lowering himself into memory. "Tell me," he said. "Who was he?" The bar faded as the young man's story began. His older brother, Marcus, was everything he wanted to become. Brave. Focused. Selfless. Marcus joined the military right out of high school. He wrote letters home about deserts, about silence, about stars brighter than anywhere on Earth. Then, silence. 3 months without a word. No body. No explanation. Only a cold, official letter. Missing in action. Presumed deceased. His brother's dog tags were returned in a plain envelope, stained with dirt that didn't belong to this world. That was the night the boy stopped being a boy. He trained. Relentlessly. Physically. Mentally. Spiritually. Every breath was a promise. Every bruise was a prayer. Every mile he ran was another step toward truth. He didn't want glory. He didn't want revenge. He wanted justice. He wanted names that were forgotten to be remembered. The SEAL closed his eyes for a moment, like a man hearing a familiar hymn. "You carry his war now," he said. The boy shook his head. "No," he whispered. "I carry everyone's war who didn't make it home." And in that moment, the SEAL knew. This wasn't a boy. This was a storm in human form. The SEAL leaned forward, his voice almost breaking. "If you truly are who I think you are, then there's only one reason fate brought you into my bar tonight." He reached into his pocket and placed a worn photograph on the table. The young man picked it up. His breath stopped. In the picture was his brother. Alive. Standing beside the very man who now sat across from him. And on the back of the photo were 7 words that shattered his world forever. "The Reaper will finish what I started." The young man's hands trembled. The world spun. His brother wasn't a memory in this moment. He was a presence, alive in paper and ink. You knew him, the boy said, his voice cracking for the first time. The seal nodded. He saved my life in Kandahar. Took a bullet meant for me. But he made me swear something before the medics took him. What? That I would find you, when you were ready. The bar around them disappeared. In that moment, the world became only truth, pain, and destiny. He said you wouldn't chase revenge. The seal continued. He said you chase meaning? He said the real enemy wasn't men, it was despair. The young man stared at the photo. I thought he was gone, he said. He is, the seal replied gently. But legends don't die. They are transferred, like fire passed from one torch to another. Tears filled the young man's eyes, but they were not tears of weakness. They were tears of purpose finally found. That night he died, the seal said. He didn't ask for medals. He asked for you to live a life that mattered. To save people in ways no one would ever see. To protect quiet souls. To speak for those who were silenced. So the name, the boy whispered. The Reaper is not the one who takes life, the seal said. It's the one who defeats death every time he chooses to save it. Outside, thunder rolled in the distance. A storm was moving through the city, but inside the young man, another storm had finally settled. He looked up, no longer lost. So what now? He asked. The seal smiled for the first time. No, he said. You live. Fully. Fearlessly. You become the man your brother already believed you were. The entire bar heard him. Every person stood in silence. Then, slowly, one by one, they raised their glasses. Not to war. Not to death. But to hope. To memory. To the quiet warriors who walk among us, carrying invisible battles and invisible love. The young man placed the photo in his pocket and walked toward the door. Just before stepping out, he turned back once more. My name, he said, is not Reaper anymore. The seal raised his brow. It's Guardian. And the storm outside suddenly felt like rain washing the world clean. Some people think strength is loud. But real strength walks in quietly, carries pain silently, and chooses light anyway. Not every Reaper takes life. Some take away darkness. And sometimes, the most dangerous man in the room is the one who chooses not to be. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to subscribe.